Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman who is from Zim, currently staying here in South Africa. So, a lot of women that do come from Zim here in Cape Town, they are very promiscuous. We do have a lot of dating groups, and in these groups, anything can just happen. People will be sleeping with each other, no strings attached, no one pays anything. You just go over to the guy's place for a sleepover or the other way around. So I am a woman who is aged 22 years old. I am not a slay queen as such. And even in the clubs, I do not go to the clubs to drink alcohol. But I am someone who loves money. I can say, as a matter of fact, all women out there, we just love money, just like that. So, the story that has brought me to your platform, I had this other friend of mine. I used to be friends with her. So, me and her, like we were just the same age. She was 1 year older than I was. She was my best friend and she used to treat me as if I am her little sister. So me and her, we had met whilst we were working at this other restaurant. So at that restaurant, she was someone who used to make a lot of money through these tips, and I did not even understand how she was able to make so much money. At the end of the day, when we would return back home, when she would place a money on the table, I would count the money and I would see that she would have been given tips that will be 20 times more the tips that I would have made on that night. The money that she was making, it was money that we would make throughout the fortnight. The whole 2 weeks she would make it in one weekend. So I could not understand as to how one man could give her all of that money. So I had told her that if it meant that she was sleeping with her clients, that one I could not do. But my friend told me that all of this money, she was making it from the tips that we used to make whilst we were at work. So then there was this other time when she told me that she was dating this other blesser. She then sent me a location and told me, just in case if there is anything that is going to happen to me, as if she knew that something was going to happen to her. So then that was when she went to her place. Whilst she was there, that was when she fell sick whilst she was at her boyfriend's place. The boyfriend then called me, and then the man asked me if it was Atalia that was speaking with him, and I said, yes, indeed. Then the man said, Atalia, here your friend is really sick and she is at the hospital. Do you want to go there? I can come and pick you up so that we can go to the hospital together. And then I did send a location and he came and he picked me up. When we got there, that was when I found out that my friend, she was on an oxygen breathing machine, and one could see that there was no life anymore there. As for my friend, she only spent 6 days while she was in the hospital, and then that was when she passed away. So by the time that she passed away, I want to confess that I had already started sleeping with her boyfriend. All the time when she was in the hospital, I was sleeping with the boyfriend. So then the funeral, and after the first funeral was held in Cape Town, that was when they took her body back to Zim. So in my mind, I had told myself that it was far much better for me to get married to this rich man since she had passed away. I was even willing to give this man triplets if he wanted many kids. After 2 weeks, that was when I saw that things were not okay. So this wealthy man that I was dating, my blesser, then he used to give me some massage whilst I would be sleeping on the bed. And then that was when he started whispering into my ears, and he told me that the wealth that he had, it was all because of the snake that he had. And he said, babe, if you really love me, please do this for me. There is a snake that I have, and I want you to sleep with my snake. Brother Nashi, when he told me that he was an occultist, I could not even believe it. All this time, I honestly thought that I had made it getting married to a man that has a lot of money. That was when he told me that the reason as to why my friend had died, it was because of that snake. My friend had messed up the rituals. So the rituals that I have to follow is that whenever it is 6 p.m., I have to remove all of my clothes throughout the night. I am not supposed to wear anything. This is like on a daily basis. And then the next morning around 6 a.m., that is when I can wear my clothes again. This has to be done on a regular basis. Brother Nashi, because this man had a lot of money, I then told myself that it was far much better to follow with these rituals. And now, each and every day at 9 p.m., this snake, it come and then it sleeps with me. The first days when this snake slept with me, it was really weird, but now I am used to it. That was the first message that our dear sister sent to me after speaking with her over the call. That was when she said she was going to send me another message. So this is the message that she sent again to me. Good afternoon, Brother Nashi. It is me again, that lady from Cape Town who had her own best friend die after she messed up the rituals, and then I started staying with her boyfriend, and now I am married to my blesser, and life is really good. Anonymous laughing. Even though I can't have a baby because that is part of the rituals, I can't have a child because I am sleeping with this occultic snake. So when you called me, I could not hear you properly because I had gone to the farms, because that is where I go and I buy some meat in bulk. So you sounded as if you wanted to understand what exactly happened. Okay, after my friend had passed away, that was when I thought that I was lucky because I was going to get married to her boyfriend. I did not even know that this was not a blessing, but it was almost like a curse. I started dating this man without knowing that this man was a ritualist. So that was when we went to Zim with her body. When we went to Zim with her body, that was when the parents acted as if they knew that the reason as to why their daughter had passed away, it was because of this rich blesser. They did not even want her body to be buried, but this blesser, there were some weird things that he had done when we were still in Cape Town. He had this other white powder that he took out, then he sprinkled that white powder on top of my friend's coffin. After that, then he said, we can proceed. You know that when someone has a lot of money, that person can never be questioned, even if he has done something that is quite questionable. So after that was done, that was when we arrived in Zim, and my friend's brother, he tried to fight with this blesser, but he was protected since he has a lot of money. Do you know that my husband had to marry my best friend even though she had passed away? Most of the women here, they did not even get the same amount for their bride price. The amount that was paid by my blesser, just paying this bride price for a woman that had died, it was quite a lot of money. The red flags, they were there, but I ignored all of those red flags because I was just after his money. He married as if he was married a virgin. After everything had been done, that was when I said, let us go to my place. But when we arrived in our village, that was when he said, no, I can't go to your place. He then booked himself at this other guest house where he stayed, and then I went to see my parents. I only stayed with my parents. I then lied to my parents that there was this other man, Omalaija, who was on his way traveling to Cape Town. And this man, since I did not have enough money, he had offered me a lift from Zim to Cape Town. So I was supposed to go and meet up with that man. My parents agreed and said it is okay. I then went and I picked up my blesser, and we then traveled back to Cape Town. So after about 2 months, that was when my blesser sent his family representative telling them that he had the intentions of marrying me, and my parents agreed. That was when I got married to my husband. I got married when I was not there. When the man was marrying me, was not even there. That is what happened. And right now I feel embarrassed because it has been a very long time. My parents, they do not even know their own son-in-law. So the rituals are that none of our relatives are supposed to visit us, and we do not visit them. It is like a comedy. Brother Nashi, you should come to our house one day. My husband, he would be naked and I will be naked. Just imagine cooking for him whilst he is naked. Those are the rituals that we have to follow through each and every day. You can just imagine that you are busy cooking, and when you are busy frying the meat and some of the hot cooking oil, sometimes it can burn you. And I do this when I am naked. But what can I do? For these are the rituals. We are not allowed to have a maid or even a gardener. When we want someone to help us, we just call the people for the peace jobs or the garden services. They come and then they do their work, then they go, so that we can continue with our rituals. Brother Nashi, this is my own story. I have no friend at all. My husband's snake, his Tokoloshi, has become my friend. You know what I mean? I sleep with it. I don't know if there is anything that you want me to add. Ladies and gentlemen, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. That was the translation of the message and the narration there. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.